It's time to end injustice, because guess what? It's time to set up for Injustice 2. Now, if you're unaware of what this story is, Injustice Gods Among Us is the story of Superman finally snapping and deciding to rule the planet with an iron fist. Over the course of 5 years, Batman and Superman have duked it out, ending with Batman summoning an entire Justice League from another universe. While Batman's plan was being enacted, though, Harley Quinn became a good guy and was dealing with her own demons. Primarily, the Joker being back from the dead because the alternate universe version came to this world. To help with the confusion, the Injustice Justice League I'll be calling by their real names, and the Good Universe I'll be referring to by their superhero names, if the story has both. Now let's wrap this up. When we last left off, Superman had murdered Lex Luthor, and that was it. He finally stopped ignoring everyone, and he heard what the world thought of him. He's the one who should die. That's it. They have to do something about him. They can't let him run their lives anymore. How many has he killed? And he screams, "No!" And he rockets off into the sky. But Harley Quinn didn't even know that this had happened when she left Lex to finish off Superman. Instead, she went to the bar where Joker killed Gary, one of her new friends, her sweet little angel. And since it was the Joker that took him away, Harley decided to show him a little love in the form of a hammer as she beat the Joker up all over again. While she was doing that, her gang got together a little surprise for her. They were tired of being called the Joker Gang after seeing what the Joker was really like. It was time to look the part and become one of Harley's followers, the Harley Horde. Meanwhile, Superman soared over the ocean, calling out to his team, the Regime. "Report to me now." As he walks into the room, he tells everyone that he's tired of the whiners and the complainers that side with those criminals. He's going to remind them of who's in charge and flatten Gotham and Metropolis. Then he'll find the Duplicates universe and destroy their world. Teach them a lesson! Out on the streets, the Harley Horde is charging in, teaching their own lesson to the Joker gang until eventually they're completely removed from the equation, which made Harley think. This Harley Horde could become her own army, and her friends could help her lead it. It's time to get rid of the last of the Joker's gang. Meanwhile, back at the Fortress of Solitude, Shazam brings up the big question. We're wiping out whole cities, invading dimensions? Superman isn't even fazed. You have a problem? Well, yeah, it's crazy for one. It's going too far for two. Wonder Woman steps in. Man's world is incapable of self-rule. We must preserve order. No! There has to be limits, especially on us! That's enough. No, it was enough a long time ago. Have you gone nuts? Lois would never. But Superman grabbed him by the throat. Shazam tried to call out his magic world, but Superman froze his mouth over. Then, using his heat vision, he burned into Shazam's eyes until there was nothing left. He murdered Shazam. He then turned to the group and asked them, "Anyone else? Good. We're gonna show this planet who's in charge." Meanwhile, back with the Harley Horde, they managed to defeat every member of the Joker gang, and now they wondered, what do they do next? Back in the fortress, Solomon Grundy picked up the body of Shazam once everyone had left. Then he went to Barry and Hal. "Grundy dig hole, Grundy Barry." Hal turns his back. Casualty of war. Acceptable loss. But Barry isn't about to have this. Acceptable loss? Superman just killed a child. I'm done. He gives off a Speed Force clap and he runs out of the room. He ran the entire planet looking for the insurgency. He had to find Batman. And eventually he ran into the insurgency headquarters where he was shocked to find Green Arrow still alive. After a little explanation and a little fight, they all agree to hear the Flash out. He explains that Superman has finally lost it. He plans to destroy Gotham and Metropolis and then go over to the other Justice League's world. They all decide that they need to come up with a plan when the walls crumble. And there sits Hal Jordan and the crew of the Regime. They place a tracker into Flash's mask. Meanwhile, Harley and her horde say goodbye to Gary. But as she's thinking quietly about the loss of another friend, Ivy arrives to talk things out with her, and she showed Ivy the bloody mess that is the Joker tied to a wall. Ivy tries to convince her to run away with her, but Harley says that she has to finish this, and once they're done, they're gonna take a long vacation. So they kiss each other goodbye, and Harley gets the gang ready to roll, popping out her bag of green bills to amp them up and get them ready to save the world. Around the world, the final battle begins with our insurgency fighting the Regime for the final stand, to stop Superman from ending everything. Harley has joined the fight with an army of her own, finally free of the Joker himself, and to top it all off, Wonder Woman has gone to battle against Diana for control of the Amazons, because she is not going to stand by and let Superman control the Amazonian army. The Amazons will not enable man's aggressions. While she battled it out with her own doppelganger, Harley's crew broke broke into LexCorp, where she grabbed any devices that they could get. They rode into the battles on hover bikes. Meanwhile, Arthur Curry had his underwater troops and a pet wall of water under his command, ready to attack the insurgency and take control of the cities, while the regime was battling the good Justice League all over the place, and Wonder Woman was defeating her own doppelganger, leaving Batman with Bruce to make the ultimate decision. Back with Harley, they rode in to catch the cars falling into the water as Clark was beginning to destroy the cities. As they rode around catching the people that fell out of the buildings that Doomsday destroyed, she began to realize some people are just born to be heroes, and some are born to be leaders. And it doesn't matter what dimension you're in, they need to step up. As Wonder Woman defeated Diana and took control of the Amazons, Batman told Bruce that they need their big gun. They need Superman to take out Clark. And with that, he arrives. Hello, Bruce. Let's get started. Now, you may not know this, but Harley's been telling this story to someone else this whole time. And as she stood up there and put a leg on the back of a chair, she explained that this was when she became a superhero. She was the one to round up all of the survivors in this epic final battle and bring them to safety. But back in that fight, it was time for it to come to a close, and if you played the video game, you know what's coming. As Superman arrives on the scene, I suggest you all go home now. He froze Black Adam in place and removed Sinestro and Hal Jordan's yellow rings, handing them to the Green Lantern. Superman then stood ready to face off against the army of Atlantis, with Wonder Woman leading the Amazons in to crush them. That was the moment that things began to take a turn as Doomsday tackled Superman into the ground, and Harley saw it happen, so she rocketed off to see if she can help him. As Doomsday began to pummel Superman, Harley popped a dozen green pills, and she bounded in as a happy superhero, slamming Doomsday off of Superman. He looked up. Harley Quinn? Did you just knock out Doomsday? And save your life? Yeah, I did, no biggie. This place is confusing. You know you're evil where I come from. Used to be evil here too, Joker and everything. Then I joined the insurgency and started an army. Superman begins to rub his neck confused. You became good? You? And she tells him, you might want to turn around. He smirks. Not yet. I don't want to ruin the surprise. Doomsday jumps in ready to fight again, and right then, Superman turned around, slamming Doomsday and grabbing him. He begins to hover off the ground. Thanks again, Harley. You've given me hope for this world. And then he launched into orbit with Doomsday. They both went back and forth, with Superman blasting Doomsday with his heat vision, and then he dragged him and threw him into the Phantom Zone. And then, the moment that we've all been waiting for arrives, as Superman hears a voice behind him that sounds familiar. I knew they'd bring you in eventually. You don't belong here. I'm this world's savior, not you. We're not gods. We don't decide who lives and dies. Yet after I've killed you, I'm gonna go find Lois and bring her here and save her. When she sees how I perfected this world. But Superman stops him. She'll be disgusted. Superman eyes Clark, the good and true Superman meeting the turned evil rule the world Superman. And as Superman tries to talk him down, Clark throws him into the floor. Superman grabs him by the foot, lifting him back up, and then he punches him into the ceiling. Clark returns with a chunk of the fortress, but Superman uses his heat vision to destroy it. And then Clark counters with his own heat vision, trying to bury Superman into the Fortress of Solitude. He looked down, assuming that he'd won, only to have Superman rise again and punch him before grabbing his cape and twirling him into the arena. Meanwhile, Harley had one more thing to do, and she cut the Joker down before cracking her knuckles. I need closure. Back with Superman, the heat vision goes back and forth, and Superman begins to rapid punch Clark into a wall. He tries to tell him, fear is the only thing that these people understand. And Superman tells him, not anymore. He then spits up his own blood as he tells the insurgency of Bruce, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Green Lantern, and Superman that they have to kill him. But Bruce sucker punches him, ending this. And thus, injustice truly ended not with an explosion or a world-ending event, but a sucker punch from Batman. The Justice League stayed and helped put things right, such as bringing Hal and Sinestro to the Guardians to answer for their crimes, and Wonder Woman helped bring Diana to answer for her crimes against the Amazons. With that, Superman and Batman said their farewells to Bruce as Clark was placed into a Red Sun prison to dull his powers. But what of Harley and Joker? Well, her closure was beating him so badly that he literally crawled back to Batman begging to go home. And who has Harley been telling this whole story to? Why, herself, of course. She went to the good Justice League's world to try and talk some sense into herself, to teach herself how to become a superhero. And what did she say? Well, she kind of ignored the whole thing and said that she was excited for her and Mr. J's new plan involving a nuke. Harley Quinn took it and broke the controller, telling her that that wasn't going to happen today. Harley knew that she could never convince herself. It was going to take something else to turn this Harley into a hero, but she can at least teach her how to make an army of her very own. And that concludes what is technically Injustice the video game, what is technically Injustice Ground Zeroes, what is technically Injustice Year 6, but we have now got complete closure to the original Injustice storyline. And as of next week, we'll be beginning the Injustice 2 storyline. And if you thought they couldn't escalate this battle any higher, oh, just wait till you see how it begins, because oh my god. Anyway, if you guys want to see what's happening in Injustice 2 and keep up to date with that comic series, then you're gonna have to subscribe. And don't forget, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Comicstorian, where we can talk about Injustice when the new game comes out, because I'll be playing a crap ton of that. I'll see you guys next time right here.